Hi, Mike. This is Marie. I'm calling from H2K Emphasis about a current opening that we have available and wanted to see if you would be available for an interview.
Yeah, hi Mary. Yes, I'm very glad to take this interview.
Would you be available to discuss this now?
Yes, sure. Yes, I'm available now.
Okay, what we have to offer is the current health project right now, and we're looking for a QA tester. The project is related to patient healthcare management for hospitals to manage scheduling patient appointments and patient health history. We'll also gather patient feedback, and we need to generate many reports to calculate this data.
Okay, it sounds very good.
Is it okay if I ask you some questions about your QA experience?
Yeah, sure.
Let's start off with you telling me a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yes, hi Mary. Yes, I have been working in this QA field from past few months. I have been working in right from the beginning in complete software testing life cycle by reviewing the requirement documents, developing test plan and test cases, and also preparing the test data by executing SQL queries, validating the reports, executing the test cases, making sure the test cases are passed. If any issue the test cases results, I will make sure the issues and work with the developers and also create the defects and completely work on the defect life cycle, like create the defect and email to the developer once they fix the defect, and I will retest and close the defect. So complete defect life cycle I worked. In my recent project, it's related to a healthcare system where we have a health insurance providers. Basically, the doctors contact health insurance providers to submit their claims. So that is the project I am currently working on it, and we have a group of 5 people working on this team, and we have an automation tester and 4 manual testers, and I'm also working on testing the reports and other things. So that is about my current project and experience.
That sounds very in line with what we're looking for. Can you explain to me a little bit about how many test cases you're writing per day on your current project?
In my project, based on the requirement, I on an average sometimes I may write 5 test cases. If the requirement is complex, sometimes I may have to write the test only 1 or 2 test cases. Like one of the requirement as very complex. It is dealing with middleware web services and executing some batch jobs and all those, and also it's connecting to reports and generate the report. Since one requirement has connection with multiple interfaces, so where it is a complex requirement, I could able to write only 2 test cases, but some of the small general requirements I could able to write 10 to 15 test cases also in a day.
Being very efficient in SQL queries and joins is very important to this position. Can you tell me a little bit about your knowledge on that?
Yeah, I'm very good at SQL queries as a tester point of view. As a tester, I usually execute in the SQL queries like select statements, joins, some of the group by class and having class, some of the functions like aggregated function like max, min, count. So those are the things I worked as a testing point of view. I'm pretty comfortable because we have reports where we need to compare reports with backend database, make sure the report is generated properly. That's why I'm comfortable writing select statements, SQL queries.
To test a little bit about your knowledge on SQL queries and joins, if it's okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Would you be able to tell me the difference between an inner join and an outer join?
Yeah, sure. Basically, in the inner join, uh, if the inner join keywords basically returns all the rows where at least there is one match from both tables. For example, if the employee table and department table, if the employee table contains employee number 1 to department number 1 10, and department table contains department 10, that means this in both tables there is a one match. So if you have inner join, the inner join select statement the returns rows where there is at least one match in both tables. So another example, let's say we have a patient table and insurance uh, doctor sorry, there is a couple of tables, let's say patient info table and a billing info table. In patient info table has patient ID and billing address, and billing info table has again patient ID and claim number and other information. So here, patient info table and billing info table both has rows like patient ID. Both tables, let's say patient ID 1, patient ID 2 and 3. So when I'm using inner join, like select patient ID from patient info comma inner join billing info on patient info dot patient ID equal to billing info dot patient ID. Then it will return the rows where there is at least one match in both tables. If the patient ID column is value available in both tables, matching with both tables, then the value will be returned. If there is no match, it won't return any data. That is especially in the inner join. So if we say like outer join, there are couple of different outer joins, like left outer join and right outer join. So in left outer join, if we are using the left join, keyword is called left join. So for example, if you are select column names like column 1, column 2 from table 1, left join table 2 on table 1 dot column name equal to table 2 dot column name. So in this left outer join, basically it returns all the rows from the left table, even there are no matches in the right table. So that is the main difference between inner join and outer join. Outer join even returns the data even there is no match in the second table or left table. In inner join, there should be at least one match in both tables. That is the main difference between inner and outer join.
Very good. In the instance that you would need to identify duplicate values in a column, how would one go about doing that?
Sorry, can you repeat that question again?
Sure. In the instance that you would need to identify duplicate values in a column, how would one go about doing that?
So duplicate value in the sense, for example, if you take a employee name, so in an employee table we have multiple employee names or similar names. Mike, John, Mary, there are multiple names, but we want to find out how many duplicate names in that particular table. So is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So basically we can use these two things in this select statement. We can use one is group by class, and also we have to use another class called having class. So let's take as we give an example employee table and employee names. We want to count each employee name, how many times it is repeated. Let's say Mike repeated 2 times or John repeated 5 times. So we want to find out how many times each name is repeated, duplicates. So in this case we can use this statement like select employee name, comma count of employee name as a number of times, you can say that is alias name for count of employee name, from employee, group by employee name, having count of employee name greater than 1. Here we are using having because we want to find out the aggregate function count. If the count is greater than 1, then only we want to find if the duplicate is exist or not. If this count of the employee name is equal to 1 or less 1, that means we don't need to find the duplicate. So here if you want to find the duplicate names, then we can use group by employee name having a count of employee name greater than 1. So that will return the each employee name and how many times the employee name is repeated.
Very good. And when it comes to validation and you have 1,000 rows in one report, how do you go about validating the 1,000 rows in the report?
So you mean in a report we have like 1,000 rows and we want to find out how do we validate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. But may I know how the report is generated? Is it from database or from files or?
Files and database.
Okay. So let's assume if we have if the report is generated from database, that means there might be some queries written to validate the generate the report. So there are a couple of ways we can validate the report. I can write the query like, let's say if the report says how many reports are submitted, how many let's say we have doctors and claims, how many claims are reported by particular doctor, that is the report you want to validate. So we have like two tables, let's say doctor info and billing info. There are a couple of tables. Then I may write some query to retrieve the data from both tables, and write into an Excel file, export the data into Excel file, and same thing, whatever the report is on the report screen, I will also export that report to Excel file. And there are some tools called compare files. There are a lot of tools available in the market where we can compare two different files. So right now I have two files, like one is I wrote the query in the database to retrieve the data for the particular report, and I export that output from the database to Excel file. I have one Excel file one, and actual report on the user interface I copy and paste into Excel file again, or there is some if any way we can export that report from the UI, I can export to the Excel file again. So I have like two Excel files from two different sources. One is from the database I retrieved by writing SQL query, and another report that was generated by application. So using this file comparison tool, I will upload these two files, and this tool will give me the comparison. It will give the results of the difference. If any difference found, it will show the difference, because there are like 1,000 rows, and if you want to do manual comparison, we might not able to compare manually 1,000 rows, and if you want to do one row by row, it may take a lot of time. So my approach is by exporting these two different data from two different resources to two different files, and use the tools like file compare tools to compare these two files. That is one way to complete all 1,000 rows. And also I will do simple queries like, let's say, select star from doctor info table, where the date equal to sys date. Sys date means current date. So today's rows I will find out, and I will manually compare few rows on the report. Make sure that report is having this data. And also I may do something like, let's say, select count of star from doctor info, where current date equal to sys date, or report date equal to sys date. Then I will get a number of count, and I will make sure we have that particular number of rows displaying on the report. So there are basically most of the time we have to execute SQL queries, get the data, compare manually with actual report. Also we use some file comparison tools to compare the data between report and actual query from the database.
Very good answer, Mike. Thank you very much for doing the interview, and based on your answers and the discussion that we had today, it seems that you're more than qualified for the position, and I will be in touch with you if I need anything further.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mary. I really appreciate for your call, and I'm looking forward to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Thank you.